Ptosis is drooping of upper eyelid. It is a sign that requires examination to find the underlying cause. Right ptosis and drooping of both the eyes, but conjunctival congestion is also visible in right eye. On averting the lid in both cases, there was giant papillary conjunctivitis. Phthisis right eye, which is causing pseudotosis. Phthisis needs correction first. Does the left eye drooping needs correction? But let's lift the lid first. Left conjunctival scarring and hyperemia are obvious. Old lady after full correction of ptosis developed exposure keratopathy and despite frequent eye lubrications did not improve. Required reoperation to undercorrect ptosis. Left ptosis, slight misalignment of eyeball is liable to be missed. On lifting the lid, the eye is hypotropic. Right ptosis and on lifting the lid, hypotropia is marked. Both cases are double elevator palsy, monocular elevation deficiency. When asked to look up, the right eye is unable to elevate above the horizontal level. Squint should be corrected before lid correction. A complete ptosis and on lid elevation, there is divergent squint. Ocular motility testing is a must in every case of ptosis. Right ptosis and on lifting the ptotic lid, there is limitation of elevation and slight divergence. On left side is the effect of neostigmine in a girl and on right side is the effect of ice in a man confirming myasthenia gravis. Both eyelids appear droopy, but it is the fold of excessive skin dermatochalasis, especially in the right eye. Marcus gun jaw winking phenomena affects the management. Opening the mouth and especially moving the jaw from side to side will elicit up movements of ptotic lid. Right ptosis also had meiosis of right pupil confirming Horner syndrome. Ptosis with absent Bell's phenomena. When asked to close eyes and eyes are held open forcibly, his right eyeball does not move up. This may result in exposure keratopathy postoperatively if corrected fully. In this young man, there is bilateral ptosis and very limited ocular movements, chronic progressive external ophthalmoplegia (CPEO). He is moving his head when asked to move eyes. Again, association with Bell's phenomena may result in exposure keratopathy post-op. This boy seems to have wide open palpebral fissures, but why is he elevating the chin? Abnormal head posture in this patient is also due to ptosis. In this patient with left ptosis, squint and proptosis should be ruled out before considering lid surgery. Measurement of palpebral fissure MRD1 is necessary. Levator function assessment is done by pressing the eyebrow firmly and asking patient to look down and up while measuring lid movement. To know the exact position of contralateral eyelid, ptotic lid should be elevated and frequently contralateral lid moves down. Thanks for a patient listening.